Before I begin this video, I'd like to point out that broke, as we call it, is relative. Broke to me or you may be rich in the eyes of someone less fortunate. Broke to a former pro athlete may be an entire life savings 10 times over for a person in the workforce. Today's feature in 2020 is by no way flat broke, as in nothing to his name. But to a person that's accomplished the financial achievements he has in the past, that word may be a little more suited.
At the end of the day, they got to wake up tomorrow and have the same life that they had before they woke up today. And I'm going to continue to live the way I want to live and continue to do the things that I want to do.
I want to send a big salute to Coach Gibran. He's trying to raise money for his girls' AAU program in hopes to aid in providing funding for things like food and hotel stay for their trips. If you'd like to support, I'll leave a link to his IG in the description. When asked why he thinks so many former NBA players go broke, here's what he had to say. Enjoy the short series, Stunted Growth, where not because you're talented means your checks are balanced, kid.
What's up, y'all? I'm Coach Gibran, Crook from Louisville, Kentucky. I was asked, why do I think NBA players go broke after they retire? Well, it's a lot of things that happens, the reason why they go broke. NBA's lifestyle is definitely a luxury lifestyle, a lot of cars, jewelry, access to different things. And a lot of times NBA players want to keep up with the lifestyle. So they're buying different things, different properties, different businesses. They got a lot of friends that are leeching on them also, different family members. So it's kind of like, well, they're giving away money, spending money, but are they reserving the money for the long run, for the long haul? So if you keep spending money, you got to replace that money. And a lot of times, a lot of NBA players are so used to them checks coming in, by the time they retire, they haven't reserved some of those checks. So by the time it's all said and done, a lot of NBA players are broke, especially after 4 to 5 years out being out of the league. So I understand why NBA players go broke. What's up, y'all? My name is Coach Gibran, Crook from Louisville, Kentucky. I coach God's Glory Girls AAU program. It's a nice program, man. We definitely helping kids get scholarships, man. We making things happen. I also used to coach in Nike EYBL. We making things happen, man. I want to give a shout out to Stunted Growth, for definitely making these great videos, breaking down players' film. Some heck of a stuff, man. So if anybody want to support my AAU program, please cash at me at $GMANG41. That's $GMANG41. Thank y'all and God bless.
60% of NBA players go broke and lose all their assets within 5 years of leaving the league. Studies show that the players that do usually do so because of lack of personal money management or the ability to find and employ someone that can do it for them. They have so much free time on their hands that most times spending money is more of a pastime, a thing to do with the hours in the day away from the gym, and sooner or later, all the money is gone. Things like shopping sprees, luxury houses that end up selling for significantly lower than they paid for it, cars, jewelry, family, and bad investments. In this new short series, we'll focus on the NBA players that actually went broke at some point as part of the reason their growth was stunted, while also looking at other reasons their careers took the nosedive it did. Stunted broke, where not because you're talented means your checks are balanced, kid. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Let's get it, man. Deron O'Shea Blaylock, aka Mookie Blaylock, born March 20th, 1967. The story of a small town, quiet country boy making it through the tough times where no one knew his name, to the bright lights against basketball best, back to tough times of personal struggles with marijuana and alcohol, losing a fortune and going broke at one point, and oh yeah, murder, for which just 6 months later, he was back doing the same things that got him there. Mookie Blaylock's story is a sad and unfortunate one to say the least. A far cry from college basketball national title game, NBA All-Star, 6-time All-Defensive NBA teams with 2 on the first, and 2-time NBA steals leader. Unfortunately, I don't think Mookie's story will be remembered for the things he did on the floor. Instead, for the countless chances life has given him, financial loss, and a name synonymous to the bad that can happen when you abuse alcohol and other substances. No one is safe from it, and in Blaylock's case, the innocent people you come in contact with may end up the biggest losers. Let's get into how he allegedly went broke and the downfall for him that may have began earlier than you think. Mookie Blaylock is a 6-foot guard from Garland, Texas that played his college ball in the 80s and most of his NBA career in the 90s. Struggling with being an introvert as a youngster, Mookie stayed to himself, and instead of joining the loud neighborhood crowd, he kept his head down and walked alone to the nearby basketball hoop where he sought and found peace. A country boy with not the most confidence in his speaking ability and cadence, basketball offered him a place where he could just be free, enjoy himself, and not have to speak much outside of the normally uttered basketball phrases. Stunt number 1, addiction. His first troublesome encounter with marijuana was when he was suspended for the district championship game in his senior year of high school. And you can argue it's where his addiction began. It wouldn't be near where it ended, as it would lead to alcohol abuse and to your worst nightmare as a vehicle operator, having that kind of person crash into you. He would then attend Midland Junior College to get his grades right before accepting a scholarship to Oklahoma. He received NCAA All-American honors in 1987. In his junior season and first with Oklahoma, he helped lead the team to the national title game along with Stacey King and Harvey Grant. He averaged 16.4 points a game and 6 assists, also adding 4 rebounds and shooting 39% from 3. As a senior, with the loss of Harvey Grant, his team didn't reach the same heights as a year before. But for Blaylock, his numbers were a vast contrast, improving his scoring, rebounding, and assist totals. He became a second-team All-American and would later have his jersey honored by Oklahoma. Drafted by the New Jersey Nets with the 12th pick in the first round, he quickly became a rotation player and eventually a starter for the Nets in the 3 years he lasted with the team. In his second season with them, he averaged 14 points and 6 assists, and 13.8 points and 6.8 assists in his third and final. He was traded to the Hawks, where he met a ball boy that would become one of his best friends to this day, and recounts how Mookie would smoke insane amounts of weed and drink before games, and how surprised he was that the player could still be so sharp and effective on the floor while being completely stoned. I'd see him play the best 40 minutes of his life off drugs and alcohol, said Danny Solomon. He was arrested for it twice during his career, including once in 1997, trying to take ounces across the Canadian border as the Hawks boarded a flight from Vancouver after playing the Grizzlies. He would also be arrested for a DUI in 1995, which was the first of 7 from there on out. For reasons beyond me, police and the court system would continuously let him off the hook for these offenses, and sometimes even allowing him to be taken by friends and family after being pulled over for drunk driving without a charge. Building this mindset of untouchable, Blaylock repeatedly got behind the wheel drunk, and on one fateful May day, he got behind the wheel, this time driving on a suspended license, and after having signed a contract with his lawyer that proved awareness that he wasn't allowed to drive, he suffered a seizure due to alcohol withdrawals. He crashed into Frank and Monica Murphy, killing the mother of 5. His vehicle was found to have bottles of whiskey and empty boxes of Crown Royale all over it. He was arrested after leaving the hospital for his own injuries, charged and sentenced to 15 years in prison, to which he pleaded to 7, 3 of which spent behind bars, and the remaining 4 as a suspended sentence and probation. Most of the $30 million he earned over his career was blown on this addiction and lawyer fees, to which after he retired, he was even once a bartender. Not the best fitting job for a former alcoholic, but bills don't have plea deals. Stunt number 2, continued use. In 1994, Mookie Blaylock had ascended to one of the best point guards in the NBA for the Atlanta Hawks, with years averaging a career-high 9.7 assists per game in 93-94 and 17 points a game along with 8 assists the following season, where he was named to his first All-Star appearance. For the next 3 seasons, he was a fixture on the All-NBA defensive teams while providing solid offensive play, but his teams never had the success they were looking for, being constantly eliminated in the first and second rounds. By this time, Mookie was known to show up to practices drunk and high, although his play was steady and didn't seem to be affected by the continued use of marijuana and drinking. Many feel as though had he not used as much as he did, he could have been an even better player than he was and help his team finally reach aspirations set for them, especially being one of the best defenses in the league. By the 98-99 season and his play slowly declining almost every year, the Hawks grew tired of the norm for he and the team and decided to trade him to the Golden State Warriors. Stunt number 3, time caught up.
It was a practice that kind of turned everything around. We're in practice. Practice started about 11. Mookie Blaylock walks in about 11:30. Got a golf bag, golf shoes on. And he's country. It's like, hey guys, come on. Yeah, all right, hey, young fella, come on out. Come on out, I'm here now. Come on out. Thank you for warming it up. I'm in. Taking his shoes off, taking his
spikes.
Yeah, taking the spikes off, putting his tennis shoes on. But and then, he's trying to get me out. And coach said, no, you know what? No, Mookie, no, we're not doing this today. You set a bad tone for our young players. You come in practice late from the golf every other day. You're a dog-ass player. Mookie was like, me? I'm a dog-ass player? I'm a dog-ass player? You're a dog-ass coach. You're a dog-ass coach for allowing me to come in late all the time. It's you. You know what? So since you don't want me here, I'm going to take my ass back to the golf course. That was the last time I seen Mookie Blaylock. No. That was the last time I've actually seen Mookie Blaylock. Never seen him again at a game, an arena, or that was the last day I seen Mookie Blaylock.
At just 32 years old, Blaylock's use of weed and drinking made his body seem much older than he actually was, and his play and attitude was now affecting his team and their chances of winning. He was still a solid on-ball defender, passer, and in some instances scorer, but that didn't contribute to winning games. In his 3 seasons with Golden State, they missed the playoffs every year, and by now he was showing up to practice late more often, high and drunk, and setting a bad example to the younger players, most notably Gilbert Arenas. In his final season, he averaged just 3 points and 3 assists in a reserve role for the team, opting to start rookie Gilbert Arenas and Bob Sura in front of him. This not sitting well with the former All-Star, he had an outburst in practice that led to he and the head coach to get into a spat, and he was released from the team. By some accounts, he just left and never returned. After his career is where the alcohol abuse got even worse and where most of his DUIs came, and $32 million made were lost. To the point he became a bartender to make rent, and also to be close to his vice, alcohol. All in all, as you can probably see, Mookie Blaylock struggled with addiction, and with any addiction mixed with the ability to financially support it, you will go broke and or lose most or all of your fortune. He was a great point guard in the 90s, and sometimes you wonder how good he could have been as a sober player. He's the Atlanta Hawks all-time franchise leader in three-point field goals made, three-point field goals attempted, and steals, and is still on probation for the 2014 vehicular homicide that took the life of a wife, daughter, and mother. Hopefully he's getting better and is doing well, but for these reasons, he didn't live up to his potential as a basketball player, at some point went broke, and to prison. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out. Rest in peace to Monica Murphy.